Why did I write Beautiful Hill? That's a great question. So before I ever thought about writing a book, something kept nudging me. So it wasn't an idea that really came and went. It was a quiet feeling that returned again and again, and almost as if I was being pushed to write. At the time, I didn't know what I was supposed to write about. I only knew I couldn't ignore it. Then my brother passed away to suicide. And in the days that followed, I experienced something that has stayed with me ever since. Deep within me came the words, "Don't let me have done this for nothing." Somehow I felt like my brother was reaching out to me, not asking me to explain why he died, not asking me to carry his pain, but asking me to make sure his life and everything that led up to it might help someone else choose a different path. And that's where the book began. I thought I was writing my brother's story. I wanted people to know the man behind the tragedy, not the assumptions people make with suicide. I wanted them to know the brother I loved, not in spite of his brokenness, but with it, the whole man. Because I believe we're more than the worst thing we've ever done or the worst thing that's ever happened to us. I wanted one person who was suffering in silence to realize they're not alone. Because I had began to understand something I wish more people knew. The people who are hurting the most don't always look like they're hurting. Sometimes they're the ones who keep showing up, who keep on smiling, the ones that seem to have it all together. They've simply become just very good at hiding their pain. I wanted people to understand the quiet weight of perfection, the pressure to look okay, to keep the peace, to make everyone proud, to appear strong while suffering alone. Because I think that's a burden far too many people carry. So I started writing. But something unexpected happened. Every chapter about my brother led back to another story, to my childhood, to my parents, to faith, the expectations I had spent my entire life trying to live up to. The more I wrote, the more I realized I wasn't just telling my brother's story, I was uncovering my own. I began to see the connections that I'd never seen before, how silence travels through generations, how love and pain can exist in the same home, how good people can unintentionally pass along the wounds they never meant to give, and how easily it is to slowly disappear while trying to become someone everyone else wants you to be. And somewhere during the process of writing, this book changed. It stopped being only about suicide, and it became a story of identity, about faith, about grief, about motherhood, about cancer, about healing, and ultimately about learning to trust your own inner voice. As I finished writing, one sentence kept returning to me. We lose ourselves when belonging matters more than truth. I didn't sit down and intended to write that sentence. It found me. And eventually, I realized it wasn't only the heart of the book, it had become the story of my life. I don't expect readers to think my experience is extraordinary or see themselves in my exact experiences. Our stories will all be different. But I do hope they recognize something familiar. The feeling of carrying expectations, the fear of disappointing people, the quiet longing to become who they really are. Because I don't think Beautiful Hill is ultimately a story about what happened to me. I think it's a story about what can happen when we finally stop abandoning ourselves. If someone finishes this book feeling just a little less alone, if one family has a conversation that they would not have had otherwise, if one person chooses to ask for help, if one reader finds the courage to question a life that no longer feels true, then every difficult page was worth it. The older I get, the more I realize the power of a single question. So let me leave you with one. What part of yourself have you been protecting that is quietly asking to be seen? There's no right answer. Just let yourself be curious and carry the question with you. Because sometimes one honest question is the beginning of coming home to yourself.